On ESPN Radio podcast, Brian Windhorst and the Hoop Collective, ESPN NBA reporter Tim McMahon discussed what they deemed as gossip surrounding one of Boston's young stars. McMahon said the gossip surrounding Jayson Tatum is that Tatum wouldn't mind being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans as he could become the face of the franchise for them. Well, what's your takeaway on all this gossip?
Acknowledging that it is gossip and not a report, it strikes me as amazing poetic justice.
Yeah?
Let me get this straight. A Boston Celtic player, a young player who's shown promise, who at times has taken the team on his shoulders and pushed them to heights, including the Eastern Conference Finals, including Game 7 against LeBron James. A young player feels like he's not getting to blossom as a basketball player in his current environment. A young player feels like he's ready to shoulder the load, be the face of a franchise. I was just trying to rack my brain. I was like, where did I hear that once before? Where did I see that? Oh, yeah, right here on First Take. From another guy who now is also a Boston Celtic. The poetic justice was so sweet.
Oh, this
Remember
is good.
this?
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in an environment where I felt like I could be taught every single day and have that demand from my coaching staff and have the demand from a franchise that would propel me to exceeding my potential or seeing how far I can go.
As time went on, I understood.
God, I had a great tan then.
As time went on, I understood what Kyrie was saying, that he wanted to be the full basketball player he thought he could be on his own. And I do think it's odd now that a player under Kyrie, odd in a fun sort of way, under Kyrie feels the exact same way about playing with Kyrie.
That's from the point of view of the Celtics and Tatum. Understand, look, Tatum clearly, he demonstrated it as a rookie, has the potential to be the #1 franchise scoring option somewhere. He's a franchise scoring option. It looks to me that way. So sure, he would accept a trade to New Orleans because then he would be that. The question is not that. Of course, New Orleans would love to get him as a centerpiece, I'm sure, of an Anthony Davis package. The problem is that doesn't mean that Anthony Davis and his people are going to not send strong messages to Boston. If you make this deal, it's going to be a 1-year rental. There was an Onion headline, which I found hilarious a year or two ago. Something country finds it adorable that, as they watch Bostonians play big city for the fact is Boston is not among the most desirable markets for players who want to create billion-dollar brands. If that's the end game, if they want to become moguls, they're not thinking Boston. Boston's an enormous market because you have Maine to Connecticut, basically. Yeah. It's a huge area. But the city itself is not like a cosmopolitan world kind of powerhouse.
You don't think you can become a huge superstar like Larry Bird?
You can, but it's a different level in New York and L.A. The fact that the Knicks have stunk to the extent...
MJ, Chicago.
Tom Brady,
Chicago
Boston.
is third.
Yeah,
Chicago is third, and it was Michael Jordan, the #1 athlete of all time in any sport on the history of planet Earth. Right. That, of course. And it's still Chicago, which is a bigger broadcasting kind of center for your brand than Boston. And it's still not New York or LA.
What about Tom Brady? Do you feel like
is Anthony Davis Tom Brady or Michael Jordan?
No, but he's
right.
very
good.
May
I finish my point or no?
Yeah, but I just keep challenging it because I hear New York and LA every single day.
But you might not like the point, but that's okay.
But I'm just telling you all these other superstars in all these other cities.
You're mentioning
so I'm holding you accountable.
If the greatest player ever plays even in a small market, they can become big stars. If there's a player in a smaller market who, if it's paramount to them, if in their hierarchy of urgent needs, like in their career, they see #1, I want to become the biggest global brand I can become, then certainly, ideally, they would rather be in New York City or Los Angeles. That's just the way it is. It is not Boston, in spite of the fact it's a much healthier organization. It's a sports-crazy city. It's the capital of the sports world in recent years. There's a great coach there. There's a great GM there. There's great talent there. In spite of all that, why isn't Anthony Davis saying right now, beating down a path, please let me go to Boston?
Can I just ask one more question?
Of course,
Sorry.
Of course.
I thought it was more important to win championships than to be in LA or New York. When's the last time we've seen a big, huge superstar out of New York basketball?
Exactly.
A billion-dollar brand.
The hilarious thing to me about the Knicks and James Dolan is in spite of what I just mentioned, the Knicks can't get people to take their money. That's how incompetently they're managed. In fact, the reason Magic Johnson's in Los Angeles right now is the Lakers were becoming so incompetently managed that in spite of the fact that they have what New York has, plus warm weather, plus the strongest brand, they couldn't get people to take their money.
I just see Golden
One small
State.
point. To Molly's
Big
point
brands.
about it's winning championships, this is about Jayson Tatum, not Anthony Davis, in this respect. He's not trying to build a brand. He's not trying to build a global empire. What he wants is to be the face of a franchise.
Who's that?
And that's the big
Tatum,
takeaway.
yes. Tatum, yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Right.
I'm saying that doesn't reflect poorly on Boston as a city. That reflects on who Jayson Tatum thinks he is.
No doubt. I'm talking about whether you can actually wind up with AD, because when he says the Pelicans, that's what we're talking about. And AD purposely, obviously, did not have Boston on his list, in spite of all the positives I just mentioned about Boston. Not all big markets are created equal in that respect.
It's because Rich Paul wants him in L.A.
Why do you think he does?
Because LeBron's there.
Why do you think LeBron's
Because
there
he
and not
represents both
Boston?
of them.
Why didn't LeBron go to Boston?
Going out of your way and around the block to insult
why
Boston.
didn't it's not
Does
about
Curry
that.
have a big brand?
By the way, Golden State counts.
Crushing your
Silicon
point.
Valley.
Crushing
No, you're
your point.
making my point.
Calm
Silicon
down.
Valley.
No, you get
the
LA
answer
and
to
New York.
Silicon Valley
Those
is
are only
yes.
your cities
Silicon
for
Valley
life.
registers on that scale in a way that Boston does not.
LA and New York for life.